We're going to talk now about females and the injustice which are horrible against females. They're much worse than you can imagine. I know because I've been researching it for a couple of years, but my first experience was with a Latina female almost 25 years ago. I found this little girl brilliant, and to tell you how brilliant she was, she took the SAT exam when she was 9 years old and informally was offered a scholarship at the University of Texas when she was 9 years old in the 4th grade at Alamo Heights School District. Now I got concerned because and es Mexicana, she's a Mexican-American little girl. Well, she's a full woman now. But the school district would not put her into classes for the gifted. And I caused a big commotion, and we won. I got an apology from Alamo Heights. They sent me a letter by courier, special letter, apologizing. The superintendent was sent to that 4th grade class, introduced himself to the little girl, took her and showed her the whole district, all out of an apology. They were afraid, and I told them that Mary Nell Maloney would be visiting with them the following Monday if they didn't correct the situation. They violated their own regulations, probably a law. They showed me the IQ scores of all the gifted children in Alamo Heights. This little girl had an IQ 16 points higher than the second highest in the whole district. There was nobody even close to her, and they would not put her in programs for gifted. Well, anyway, we won that battle. And that little girl today is a Brown graduate. She went to a university in Spain when she was 14. She went to Africa by herself when she was 14. She graduated from Brown with honors. She graduated from Harvard, master's. They published her thesis. And I recently met with Alamo Heights to remind them about that. They're doing a whole lot better now, and they still have some problems. But thank you, Alamo Heights. You did correct that situation. Now, what I'm getting at is the problems that confront females today, especially minorities, but all females, Anglos too. When I started inquiring at Harlandale about changing the name of the school, I made this observation. My God, there were only men in the school district. The whole school board were men. There had been only 4 females in 100 years on the school board at Harlandale. Can you imagine that? All superintendents except one in 100 years were men. All top administrators, men. So I started digging. I found that the State Board of Education are almost all men. The Commissioner of Education, except for one, men. The United States Federal Department of Education, all men except one. Men control our educational system from preschool through the university levels. That's one of the reasons that in Harlandale they have the highest dropout rates in the whole country. They have the lowest test scores in the whole country. Now we're changing that, and I organized a group of females in Harlandale to start taking action. And the school board did get a little scared. They went out and started a program. They identified 12 females in the district, and they were going to get them involved in being involved administratively at having some say-so about the educational process. Women are better to make decisions for children than men. Women gave birth. They risked their lives to the child. A man didn't do that. A man just talks, I think, 2,500 words a day. A woman talks 6,000. So a woman discusses and debates before making an action. So that's the situation. We need to involve females at all walks of life. Now I went to the city, found out that their committee for ethics, all men, one woman, 10 or 11 men. Now women have ethics violations committed against them, but they're not represented. Then I started digging. What are the names of all the buildings, all the parks, all the streets, all the rivers, everything in the city are named after men? Now how can that be? So we're having to change that. We need to get women not only involved, but we need to get them honored the same way that men are, but we also need to get them involved and start showing some muscle. Now there are a couple of writers that I think you should read. Sandra Cisneros, my God, is a pacifist. She's brilliant. She's very attractive too. I've got that sore spot. But she is ideal to, and she's not afraid. She speaks up. So we need to get people like Sandra Cisneros involved. There's a lady named Marie French. She's got a PhD from Harvard. She speaks out on the horrors that have been committed against women. And there are still countries today where women are sold or killed or butchered or raped or tortured just because they're women. They're owned by men. That still is going on today. Now we have to put a stop to that. There also is a very serious problem for little girls. We have little girls who are mutilated worse than little boys, and little girls who incest is committed against them by their fathers and the males in their family. That still goes on today. There's some statistics that tell us about how they're not even men, these horrible males who commit these atrocities, almost all of them are given probation. Almost none of them go to prison. And we have to check into why is that? What is it that causes that? And there's an article in today's paper, so look it up. In fact, do some of your own research. Find out what this is all about. Now, there are great females who have had history in San Antonio, who have contributed to San Antonio, but we don't really know them. So let's start digging. There was a family at Brackenridge High School. They were the greatest athletes who ever lived. There were tennis players, there were runners, there were everything that has to do with athletics, Latinas. We don't even know who they are. I just met Gladys Hall, I think is her name, from Brazil. She talked to me about Paulo Freire. Paulo Freire is an author that you must read. You need to read Paulo Freire's book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. I'm going to stop there now. Call us, 822-5582. We need volunteers. Thank you. Peace and love and power.